Sheriff 22 is a 28-watt, 2-channel guitar head that is based on the Marshall Plexi amps from the late 60s. In this video, I will discuss and demonstrate everything you need to know about it, like the good, the bad, the tone, who is this amp built for, is it worth the price, is it pedal friendly, and other topics like that. Now, I bought this amp about 9 months ago, and I did do a complete sound demo of it. But now that I've had it for a good amount of time, I have a better understanding of what it can do, and some things that I wish I knew before getting it. As I talk about it, I will demo some of the sounds using different guitars so you can really hear all the tones that it can offer. So let's jump into those sounds and talk about the 2 channels and the master volume. Channel or volume 1 goes for that 60s blues and rock type of tone, and channel 2 has much more gain to it and it's perfect for hard rock. The tone ranges from Clapton, Hendrix, Michael Bloomfield to those early to mid 80s sounds from Slash and Randy Rhoads. Now this amp can get loud, just like most other tube amps, but there is a super awesome feature within this amp that actually helped me with my decision in buying it. There's a speaker output that gives you 0.3 watts, so you can crank it and get the same tone but at a bedroom level. It's perfect if you live in an apartment, have asshole neighbors who hate loud music, or you just don't want to blow the roof off of your house. Throughout this entire video, all of the sound examples are actually from the 0.3 watt speaker output, but the tone honestly only gets better when you use the normal speaker output. So it has the best of both worlds. It's loud enough to fill any room or stage you'll find yourself playing on, and it's also the perfect bedroom or practice amplifier. It also comes with a foot switch that you can plug into channel 1 and you plug your guitar into channel 2, so you can switch back and forth between both channels. Now the master volume comes after the phase inverter in the signal path, which means it has an effect on the amp's tone. There are a lot of sweet spots with the master knob, but I found that it sounds the best around 3 o'clock. And if you go anywhere past, let's say 4 to 5 o'clock, you will get some breakup in your tone, and that's something some guitarists like and some do not. So it all depends on your preference. Now, another important thing to talk about is it pedal friendly? The answer to that is yes and no. Yes, because it does have an FX loop to get cleaner effects such as reverb and delay, but also no, because even though it does have the FX loop, you still have to use very, very low levels of those effects. If you use high levels of those effects, it will take away from your tone and it will sound pretty muddy. Now, this is only the case when you crank the 2-channel or volume knobs. Reverb will sound just fine if you bring those volume knobs down as well as the master knob, but I still recommend using lower levels of those reverbs just to make sure you get the crispiest reverb you possibly can. This isn't to say pedals don't work well with it at all. They do, they just don't work to their fullest potential. This amp is just made for high gain tones, and that's exactly what it gives you. The FX loop is just a helpful feature to those who may want to add a pedal or two here and there. For reference, here's my pedal board that I have going through the FX loop. So I have the UA Golden Reverberator, a compressor pedal, the Strymon Deco, and then a tuner. If I put these pedals in front of the amp, it is a complete muddy mess, but like I said earlier, that could be a sound in itself. Here are some sound examples using these effects going through the FX loop. When I originally bought this amp, I wasn't into pedals. I just wanted all the tone from the amp itself, no additional effects, but that changed over time. Fortunately though, I did find a way to make this amp more pedal friendly without completely sacrificing the true gainy tones. So if you're worried you're going to want to add a lot of pedals to this in the future, just know that there is a solution and it is somewhat of an easy fix. I made an entire other video about what I did and what you could possibly do too. I'll link that video down in the description. Now real quick, let's get into the speaker cabinets if you're looking to get one from Victory as well. The one I chose was the V212 VCD. This is actually not the one they recommend getting with the Sheriff 22. The one they say that actually complements it the best is the V212 VH. I actually had the VH and it sounded really great. It has two different speakers in it, the Celestion Vintage 30 and the Celestion G12H Anniversary. The reason I switched to the VCD was because I thought it sounded a bit warmer and it fit my style and sound perfectly. It has two Celestion G12 M65 creambacks, and I just preferred how they sounded over the other two in the VH. The first demo I did of the Sheriff 22, I actually used the one they recommended getting with it, the VH, so you can compare that video to some sound examples I do with the VCD in this one. I'll also put a link in the description that will give you more information about these two speaker cabs, as well as a bunch of others that Victory offers. So to summarize the Sheriff 22, I have two questions that I will answer that will tell you if it's right for you. Who is this amp made for, and is it worth the price for what it's supposed to do? This amp is made for those guitarists who love those vintage British tones and who enjoy playing blues, slate clean / crunch tones, classic rock, and hard rock. It's also for those who just want the true tone and gain from the amp itself, no distortion pedals or other crazy effects, just the guitar and the amp. If you like Hendrix, Cream, and that psychedelic 60s era blues tone, as well as that mid-80s hard rock, then this is the amp for you. It costs around $1,300 and is well worth the price because of those true Plexi style tones, additional features such as the FX loop and the 0.3 speaker output for bedroom level sounds. I hope this video gave you more insight into getting this amp and helped you with your decision in getting it if you were on the fence about it or just looking for a new great amp. This was a true and honest review. I have no connections with Victory whatsoever. I just tried to make a video that I wish was available when I was looking to buy this amp. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more demos of gear and guitar reviews just like this one. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this amp, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week, and as always, keep on playing.